Hello, hello, hello. This is the new one, the new continuation part from the last video, because in the last video we were talking about the main story of Death Stranding. We're finally onto the main story, and we were talking about stuff. I said I was going to do a second part. The second part is here. We talked about the main story. It's in the corpus where it says the story so far. If you don't know what the series is, we are discovering the lore of Death Stranding. I'm going into the corpus, looking at what the stuff is, whatever it says in there after completing the game, and I'm going to come back to you in these videos and tell you what it's all about so that you don't got to go read it yourself. There you go. You're welcome. Check out the other videos, the playlist, of course. It'll be somewhere, probably in the description or something. Go ahead and check the playlist. Go ahead and check the rest of the videos. There's a bunch of them talking about different stuff in Death Stranding 2 and 1. By the way, there's some on Death Stranding 1 as well if you want to check those out. With that being said, we are going to get into more of the story. Keep in mind there are story spoilers as well as possibly gameplay spoilers, but mostly big story spoilers. Keep that in mind, especially in this video. I'm gonna harp on it heavily in this video too. Especially in this one. Especially in this video, we are going to literally be talking about the end of the game. This is part 2. This is part 2 of a video talking about the main story. What do you think's gonna happen? We're gonna talk about the end game. We're gonna talk about the end of the game, what happens at the end of the game. So again, spoiler warning inbound. If you have not completed the game, this video you shouldn't be watching, because you have not completed the game. You're gonna get spoiled, because I'm literally telling you this, making sure. Okay, you understand? Okay, good. Anyway, we're gonna get into it. Last time we went and talked about off the grid, first part, and then bringing the research lab online, then the defense of the research lab, homeward bound, the journey to Australia, bringing West Fortnite into the fold, connecting the Northern Environmental Observatory, trapped in a strange realm, the disarmament of the brigands, reunion, connecting Hartman's lab. Those are the ones we talked about in that video. In this video, we're going to finish up, spoilers inbound because the titles will spoil you. In this video, we're going to talk about bringing East Fortnite into the fold, back to the strange realm, connecting the Eastern Environmental Observatory, a visit to the Doctor, the Magellan under siege, bringing South Fortnite into the fold, Terminus Part 1, the journey to F8, another foray into the strange realm, Terminus Part 2, connecting F8, the last Stranding, saving tomorrow. That is what we're going to talk about in this video in particular. So let's get into the first one. Bringing East Fortnite into the fold. Sam's journey from West Fortnite F1 to East Fortnite F4 is long and arduous, interrupted by armed survivalists, BTs, and rugged terrain. Eventually, he successfully delivers the prototype life support systems and connects F4 to the Chiral network. Why am I cooking right now? I don't usually cook like this. Anyway, it's connected to another, it's connected to a delivery. Deliver all prototype life support systems to F4. It's finally time to bring East Fortnite F4 onto the Chiral network. Disturbances in the tar currents and dramatic changes in chiral density levels have spread a sickness throughout the city, and with inadequate medical care facilities, it stands on the edge of a grave health emergency. With West Fortnite F1's assistance, the Motherhood's doctor and the mechanic have developed several life support system prototypes. Combining the doctor's know-how, the mechanic's technical skill, and the rich resources of West Fortnite, they are truly a product of the chiral age. The life support system prototypes are very delicate, and the risk of chiral contamination means transporting them aboard the DHV Magellan is out of the question. Sam must do it by hand. Deliver all the prototype life support systems from West Fortnite to East Fortnite and save the city. Now, if we're talking about life support systems that's connected to it, might as well. The discovery of the beach and the appearance of BTs has redefined the concept of death. Many people now question what living really means in the post-Stranding world, delivering new theories of both the present and the hereafter. Not theories, because it's Death Stranding, Kojima game. It has also radically altered the nature of medical care and treatment. Chiral contamination, for example, is a process in which chiral radiation interferes with both the mind and the body. Any treatment for such conditions must therefore consider both the mental and physical aspects. As such, this life support system doesn't simply keep the body alive at the expense of the mind, but has been developed to maintain a precise equilibrium between the two. So you're maintaining an equilibrium between your mind and your body. The device comes from a combination of the Motherhood doctor's medical knowledge, the mechanic's technical skills, and the abundance of resources produced by the mind connected to West Fortnite. So it's funny because it doesn't actually explain how that exactly works. It just says it just does. It doesn't tell us why. It just says it develops and maintains a precise equilibrium between your body and mind and keeps you alive. That's it. It just doesn't actually tell you how it works. It's just like, so anyway, this is our problem, and we're not gonna tell you how we found the solution. We just found it. That's literally Kojima explaining story all the time. He says, oh, so here's our issue. And now we solved it. Wait, how'd you solve it? Well, we just solved it. No, but how, okay, you laid out an issue. You solved the issue. I get that. But how did you solve it? We're missing a piece here. How did you solve it? We solved it. Just shut up and enjoy the game. We solved the issue. Why do we have to tell you? Why do I have to tell you how we solved the issue? We solved the issue. I'm like, all right, whatever, bro. They solved the issue. All right, however they did it, who cares? They did it, bro. Back to the strange realm. Sam is once again engulfed in a tar fall and transported to some sort of flooded ruin, where he yet again comes face to face with the mysterious man. Sam defeats him and makes his way back to his own reality. Before Sam leaves, the mysterious man hands him his ID card. Analysis reveals the man is Levana, a porter who died in a void out 11 years ago after being engaged in numerous delivery efforts from Mexico to the UCA. So yeah, he was dead at that time. Of course he was. Same thing happened in the first game with Cliff. But then we have, that one's not done. I'm going to talk about the images. The image of bringing East Fortnite into the fold is the fight between that samurai and Higgs. And Back to the Strange Realm has the, like Sam holding, like clasping hands with Levana, for like coming out of the tar and stuff. But then the mission from that one is called Escape the Strange Realm. Sam successfully extended the chiral network to East Fortnite F4, only to immediately be swallowed up by a tar fall. He has woken up on the streets of what appears to be a flooded city. He seems to be back in the same strange place as before, where a natural disaster has struck and the dead roam freely. The mysterious man holds the key to figuring out what's going on. Find the man and escape the mysterious realm. It always says, find the man. Find the man and escape the mysterious realm. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Find the man. Find the man. Like, come on, bro. And then it's relating to Nirvana again, which we're going to talk about in another video, so check that out if you want to. Connecting to the Eastern Environmental Observatory. After connecting the Eastern Environmental Observatory to the chiral network, Sam and Drawbridge travel aboard the DC Magellan to visit the Motherhood's doctor, who has agreed to examine Rainey's unborn baby. Okay, that's all I say. But then the connected thing is deliver the chiral decontaminators and sedatives to the Eastern Environmental Observatory. Sam's next objective is to bring the Eastern Environmental Observatory onto the chiral network. With the facility located high up in the mountains, its staff have struggled to endure the extreme conditions, and many have abandoned their post owing to the efforts of chiral contamination and other ailments. Only one staff member now remains and operates the observatory by himself. He has recently sent out an SOS. He is suffering badly from chiral contamination and cannot hold out for much longer. The facilities of the observatory are not sufficient to treat his symptoms. The journey to the Eastern Environmental Observatory will definitely be difficult. The altitude will drain your stamina, and many places are impassable in vehicles. Study the terrain and plan your route carefully, and be sure to bring suitable equipment for climbing snowy slopes. You would also do well to prepare for the unexpected. Deliver chiral decontaminators and sedatives to the Eastern Environmental Observatory to help its sole staff member. Okay, and that's what we did. Then we have, that was just an image of Hartman, who, spoiler alerts, of course, always been spoilers this whole time, but it's actually Deadman. So it's Deadman who's in Hartman's body. He's pointing at his, like, he's smiling like Deadman does, and he's pointing at the top of his head, at his forehead, and it shows the Deadman like line that he has on his head, the stitches. Anyway, we have a visit to the doctor. This is an image of just, you know, one of the people of the Motherhood and the doctor, both around Rainey, while Rainey's looking at a BB pod that is assumedly her baby. Anyway, and they're all smiling, especially Rainey. Sam and hey, I'm doing that good description, aren't I? Sam and Drawbridge travel aboard. It's called A Visit to the Doctor. Sam and Drawbridge travel aboard the DC Magellan to visit the Motherhood doctor. She examines Rainey's unborn baby and confirms it's healthy. Sam also learns that Lou was born on the same day as the void that struck 11 years ago and was given the serial number BB00. Ooh. Then we have another one, the Magellan Under Siege, where it's an image of Higgs coming. You know, he's like, hey, pause. Higgs came to the Magellan once again, and then there is, by the way, the reason why I have to do a separate video for the actual orders is we're missing some stuff. Like, there's some actual, like, semi-main story elements that are not listed here, because this is just the main stuff. But there are some, like, you know, different cutscenes and stuff in different orders that had some, like, dialogue and stuff and different stuff that weren't, like, considered main story worthy or something. Either way, this is Magellan Under Siege, where basically he came in with a ghost mech again or whatever to, like, destroy Magellan once again, and I believe the Magellan was like being pulled under by it. But it's just an image of Tomorrow basically trying to, like, essentially choke out Higgs, I think. It's a funny thing because I always thought it was gonna be like they had like a love story or something, like like a toxic love. Not even close. The DHV Magellan is attacked by a giant ghost mech. Sorry. The DHV Magellan is attacked by a giant ghost mech. Higgs materializes on the bridge, but Tomorrow is able to use her powers to drive him off. Sam defeats the giant ghost mech through the DHV Magellan. Though the DHV Magellan is severely damaged and left immobile, which is funny. It's always immobile, huh? And then we have destroyed the giant ghost mech. While traveling to the Eastern Environmental Observatory to collect the cargo for the next order, the DHV Magellan was attacked by a giant ghost mech. Higgs then appeared on the bridge of the ship, but Tomorrow was able to drive him away. The ghost mech, though, persisted. It is wrapped around the DHV Magellan and is trying to sink it. The ship is in serious danger of being destroyed. To protect the DHV Magellan, destroy the ghost mech before it drags the ship into the depths. Okay. And this is connected to that ghost mech as well, but we're gonna get into that when we get into the full video for that. I don't want to spoil it around. I mean, it's already spoiled if you watch this video anyway. You already know what it is, but I mean like the stuff that it talks about. Anyway, next one is bringing South Fortnite into the fold, and it says the DHV Magellan is severely damaged by a ghost mech summoned by Higgs and left immobile. With the crew still working to repair the damage, Sam connects the Phantom Smith and the South Fortnite F6 to the Chiral network. Research into ghost technology progresses at a steady pace, and the Chiral cyclotron, right? And the Chiral cyclotron is manufactured at F6. Then we have it's connected to the delivery hazardous. Deliver the Chiral field controller prototypes to F6. Sam's next destination is South Fortnite F6, a city whose residents live in constant fear that an attack from the nearby armed survivalists will trigger a devastating void out. The Phantom Smith, however, has prepared several prototype versions of the Chiral field controller, capable of neutralizing ghost mechs and staving off any attack. He developed these devices after analyzing the stranded cargo that Sam delivered and gaining a basic understanding of what he calls ghost tech. It's not just ghost mech, it's ghost tech. South Fortnite is home to the Phantom Smith's mentor, as well as his closest friends. If Sam can deliver the prototypes and connect the facility to the Chiral network, they should be able to do the rest and ensure the safety of the city. The Chiral field controller prototypes may also prove useful to drawbridge as a means of neutralizing ghost mechs. Be aware, however, that the prototypes are liable to explode if damaged. Handle them with extreme care at all times. Deliver the Chiral field controller prototypes to South Fortnite. And then it's connected to, we'll talk about it, that's fine. Chiral field controller, a prototype device developed by the Phantom Smith that allows chiral fields to be artificially generated and controlled. The Chiral shock cannon was made possible through the same ghost technology that enabled the creation of the Chiral field controller. This technology was sourced from Flot Sam that washed up on the beach. It's sourced from Sam that washed up on the beach. The Phantom Smith's theory is that this technology forms the foundation upon which ghost mechs and their weapons have been developed. Not theory, it's fact. So yeah, it's a controller and they've been developed with it. The ghost mechs, it's a fact. It's how Kojima games work. But that is definitely interesting that he's developing these prototypes. It's pretty cool. And then he makes weapons from it. Then we have, and that was an image of just Fragile in her, she's in like a truck and Sam's looking up at her. She's about to go get materials and stuff to repair the DHV Magellan. And then we have Terminus Part 1, The Journey to F8. We don't have much left. Terminus Part 1, The Journey to F8. Sam faces the shocking truth. Lou's pod had always been empty. Sam was the only one who could see Lou inside. And in fact, we knew that the whole time, of course, but he didn't know, I guess, or something. Drawbridge had been Drawbridge had been concerned about Sam, which was why they had decided to keep quiet about this. But Dahlman ensures that he has finally seen reality as it really stands as proof that he is overcoming the trauma of what happened to Lou. Still coming to terms with this painful revelation, Sam must nevertheless continue his efforts to connect Australia. To that end, he is tasked with delivering a network stabilizer from Hartman's lab to the F7 North Distribution Center. A Herculean task, but a necessary step in paving the path to Terminal Fortnite. I did this one by literally just teleporting. I probably shouldn't have, but they let you do that. They should not have let you do that. They should have made something like, and then, oh, for some reason, all the teleporters are shut off or something. And all of the ways that you can teleport and the GS Magellan, everything cannot get over there. They did the GS Magellan, but they still let you go to transponders. I don't know why that was. So I just took a transponder. That's it. Transponders should never be in the game. Seriously. You just get a teleport, just casually. Deliver the network stabilizer to the F7 North Distribution Center is the delivery connected to it. Sam has extended the Cow network to the Southern Environmental Observatory, but interference from an unexpected ghost field is destabilizing the network's output. Terminal Fortnite F8 cannot be brought online until the problem is resolved. A device known as a network stabilizer should eliminate interference from the ghost field, stabilize the Chiral field, and return the operation of the network to normal. The network stabilizer will also enable you to activate the way stations required to extend the Chiral network to Terminal Fortnite. Beware that the tar currents in the area between the Southern Environmental Observatory and the F7's North Distribution Center are highly unpredictable at the moment, and ghost mechs have been sighted in the area. The observatory have asked the DHV Magellan to help defend them while it provides fire support for Sam. Prepare to extend the Chiral network to Terminal Fortnite by delivering a network stabilizer to the F7 North Distribution Center. And then it links to network stabilizer. Chiral network way stations have been constructed between the F7 North Distribution Center and Terminal Fortnite F8 to counter the unstable chiral field present in the area. Originally, the plan was to connect the way stations via the Cupid, but a ghost field has been discovered that would likely prevent the connection from being established. Even in the event a connection was made, it would be considerably weak. It would be considerably weak like that made the Southern... What? Here's the sentence. I'm gonna read it as it says. Even in the event a connection was made, it would be considerably weak, like that made with the Southern Environmental Observatory. They can use different words there. It makes sense. Logically, grammarly, it makes sense. Like that made with the Southern Environmental Observatory is correct. It just doesn't sound good. Just use different words. A network stabilizer is required to ensure a solid connection. Using the results of his beach mapping experiments, Hartman has created a prototype of such a device in conjunction with the hydrologist. It was originally designed to measure coordinates on the beach and verify if they could be optimized as chiral network transmission paths. The network stabilizer simply develops these principles further. Delivering the stabilizer to the F7 North Distribution Center before bringing the facility online should allow the chiral network to operate as expected. That was crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was just an image of, by the way, Sam just crying in the shower with the BB pod with him. Another foray into the strange realm. It's just him going up into the strange realm with the tar around him. Sam is engulfed by a tar fall and transported to a strange realm. There he defeats Neil and is given a necklace that triggers a strange vision of the past. Neil is forced to smuggle babies across the Mexican border for Bridges' sacrificial BB program, but is riddled with guilt and confesses to Lucy what he has done. Later, Lucy pretends that Neil is the father of her baby to protect the unborn child. The real father, though, is Sam. Then it's connected to Return from the Strange Realm, and that's also connected to the Strange Realm again. After connecting the F7 North Distribution Center to the After connecting the F7 North Distribution Center to the chiral network, Sam crossed a tar fall and has been transported to a strange realm. Neil is surely waiting for him here. Sam has woken to find himself in a subway car in a city that seems to have been struck by a huge earthquake. If Sam can confront Neil, he may be able to unravel the mysteries of this strange realm. Find Neil and escape from this mysterious place. Instead of find the man, they say find Neil. I like find the man. Find the man. And then almost last but not least, it's actually a really long one. It's actually probably the longest one in here. Terminus Part 2, Connecting F8. The stated objective of Sam's mission to connect Australia to the chiral network and trigger the appearance of a new plate gate is finally complete. By bringing Terminal Fortnite into the fold, Sam has ensured the emergence of another gateway bridging the continents. If plate gates can be created in this way, the whole world might eventually be reconnected, and humanity may just survive the Death Stranding. But Sam was lied to. Apass 4000, formed from the souls of 4,000 dead people on the beach, sought to extend the chiral network to not just connect the world, but to control both the living and the dead, elevating humanity to exist as souls for all eternity. Restricting humanity's freedom of movement would prevent them from evolving and therefore save them from the Death Stranding. Die Hardman, disguised as Charlie, who had been pretending to follow Apass 4000's plan all along, activates a special drawbridge Cupid to sever the connection between Apass and the dead. How does he do it? Why does it work like that? Couldn't tell you, they're not saying it. He just does that. He just activates a MacGuffin. Humanity would travel again and build its own future. And build its own future. And build its own future. Yet the say it 4 different ways, or however many I said it. Yet the journey is not over. Yet the journey is not over. Higgs, thought to have finally been destroyed, appears. Higgs, thought to have finally been destroyed, appears once more. He declares that tomorrow is not only Sam's daughter, but an extinction entity capable of bringing about the world's collapse. Consumed by revenge, he vows to trigger the last stranding and wipe out humanity. Higgs abducts tomorrow and flees to the beach. This is a lot, by the way. The image is, while they're in the ship and like, who's gonna shoot? Tomorrow's like, I'm gonna shoot, and she, brings out a gun and she's like pointing the gun right now. Anyway, that was a lot there, but mostly it's like talking about Apass. It doesn't. What I don't like is a lot of this doesn't say why. It just says and then this happened. This is Kojima's storytelling. He says, so A happened. Okay, yeah, A happened. Okay, here's why A happened. Okay, so we have the backstory. A happened because of this. Gotcha. But then how do we solve A with B? Okay, how did you solve B? Oh, how did you solve A with B? Well, how did you do that? Like, how did you solve A with B? Like, how? Not what did you do? How did you do so? We just did. That's his answer. His answer is we just did. I'm like, okay, well, okay. Then he says, okay, and A ended up also turning into B. You're like, okay. And then C happened. You're like, okay, wait, okay, whoa. Okay, A and B made sense in this other example. A and B made sense. A turned into B. Okay, cool. How do we get C? Well, we just have C. Like, well, okay, I get you, but how do we get to C? Like, how do we get there? Like, how did this happen? Like, we'll see. We will see. Well, C happened. It just happened. Like, wait, so you tell me it just happened? Yeah, it happened. So you're not gonna tell me how this thing happened? It just happened. Yeah. That's Kojima's storytelling. It's why I don't particularly like it too much, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest. You're like, well, why are you discovering the Lord of the Stranding then? Because I like the game. I like the gameplay. I like the game, and I like a lot of elements of the story. I think it's also a train wreck that I get to look at and watch fall. But it is also comedic. It's funny. But yeah, I can actually answer the same way Kojima would ask, right? Or you could ask Kojima. You'd ask Kojima, why is this happening? Why are you doing this? He's like, cause. You can ask me the same question. Why are you talking about his lore? Because I am. I'm using his same playbook because I am. And I don't got a reason for you. So like it says, Apass 4000 was just how did they do it? Like how do they do it? How do they extend and connect the world? How do they make all humans? How do they take all their freedom away? They said they're gonna take all their freedom away so they can't evolve. Okay, how are they gonna restrict their movement? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Honestly, I could not tell you. He maybe said in like one line where it says, like the guy who's talking, the president. He might say in one line, "This is how we're gonna do it." I doubt he did. I doubt he told us how he was gonna do it. He probably just said we're gonna do it. And it was like implied how he was gonna do so. Like what? How are we gonna do that? Everyone's connected to the like it says they're gonna connect both the living and the dead. But then like okay, the reasoning here is okay. Once they connect the living and the dead, humanities will exist as souls. I'm like, how? Just cause. I'm like, all right. Again, that's still telling you what's gonna happen. They're gonna connect the living and the dead, and humans will now exist as souls for all eternity. How will that happen? They don't say. That's just how it is. How? Why is, then right there it says, it literally says it. This is all we have on this, by the way. It's the only time I ever says it. Tomorrow is not only Sam's daughter, they explain that, but this part, but an extinction entity capable of bringing the last world's collapse, about the world's collapse. She is an extinction entity. She's an extinction entity. Do they ever explain how or why she's an extinction entity? No. They never explain how she's an extinction entity, how that makes any sense. They never explain it. Not once. I've never seen anything in the gameplay, in the cutscenes or anything. I've never seen them explain that ever. Not even in the corpus. We're not seeing it right now. They're just saying, and this. They didn't actually explain anything. We have no clue why she is the last Stranding or why she's an extinction entity. We have absolutely no clue. It's unexplained. It's a plot hole. Anyway, that's why I wanted to mention that these are plot holes. The things in this text are plot holes. So keep that in mind. Last one, The Last Stranding, Saving Tomorrow. This one's just an image of Fragile and Sam putting their heads together, and that's what it is. Sam and Drawbridge identify the beach where Higgs is holding Tomorrow. Combining their powers, they travel there aboard the D3 Magellan. They find countless servers lined up like gravestones. This is the beach where Apass converged with the 4,000 souls of the dead. The D3 Magellan engages several giant BTs while Sam descends to the beach to take on Higgs. It's time to rescue Tomorrow and save humanity from extinction. It's connected to a mission called Defeat Higgs and Save Tomorrow. The D3 Magellan has arrived to the beach to which Higgs fled with Tomorrow, the very same beach where Apass converged with the 4,000 souls. Higgs intends to use Tomorrow to trigger the last stranding. Several giant BTs of a type never before seen now, stand in Drawbridge's way. Let me read again. Several giant BTs of a type never before seen now stand in Bridge's way. The D3 Magellan has engaged them in battle. It's up to Sam. Wait a second. They just folded on this text. Here's what it says. It's up to Sam, rescue Tomorrow. It doesn't say it's up to Sam, period, rescue Tomorrow, period. Or it's up to Sam, what is that thing called? Quotation? Oh, wait, whatever it's called. Apostrophe? I don't know what it's called. Whatever. Either way, colon? I don't know what it's called, bro. Either way, it doesn't have anything like that. No punctuation. It just says the words, it's up to Sam, rescue Tomorrow. It doesn't say, it's up to Sam to rescue Tomorrow. It says, it's up to Sam, rescue Tomorrow. Why do they do that? Is his name, is it one word? It's Sam and Rescue. His name is Sam Rescue. It's up to Sam. Is his name Sam Rescue Tomorrow? It's up to Sam Rescue Tomorrow. Like what? That's gotta be a typo. Defeat Higgs, rescue Tomorrow, and prevent the last stranding. And that's it. That's the last thing. Again, like I said, I may not like the story, but it doesn't mean I don't want to explore it and talk about it. It's just because I like the game already, so I might as well, at least talk about it for you. Because, I can even talk about it just to explain to you that I don't like it. Like, to really go over it, be like, yeah, this is why. I don't like that plot hole. I don't like it. I don't like the plot hole of why is she extinction entity. I don't like it. It makes no sense. But again, we will be getting into the actual people. We don't have much left. Actually, I'll tell you just so you can prepare for what we have left. I'll tell you also what we did already. So what we've done so far, just because we finished a big part, which is the story, is we've done phenomena. We've done that. We've done systems and initiatives. We've done environments. We've done organizations. We've done abilities. And we've done creatures. And also we've done some enemies. And now we've done the story. Here's what we have left on story. We have the order details. There's a bunch of orders that we can do. These ones are not necessarily, I will not confirm that we will 100% be doing these, but they are in mind as a potential thing to do, which is go into the actual, all of the stuff that we're doing, like all of the orders. But I'll have to look through them and tell you if there's like if a lot of them are, interesting or if they're not, you know what I mean? Because a lot of them are just related to gameplay. And I won't be talking about stuff that's like heavily related to gameplay because this is lore discovery, not gameplay discovery. I'm not teaching you gameplay, but there are some stuff that I do want to get into. There's some stuff that we will not be covering, and I'll tell you that right quick, so we can make sure we understand what I'm not going to cover. And I don't know 100%, by the way. I don't know because I might cover them anyway, but keep it with a grain of salt. So most likely what I will not include is hot springs unless it's related to something that's interesting. I will not be talking about orders and requests. Seems pretty self-explanatory. I will not be including drawbridge support. Again, seems pretty self-explanatory. Nor will I include tools because there's a good chance you know what they all do. And then fieldware. Don't really see why I have to talk about those. Weapons. There might be some that are a little interesting. There are some, but again, they're mostly related to gameplay elements. When it has a lot of text, it's usually like, okay, so yeah, blah, blah, this, and then this is why this, like they kind of just keep it simple, self-explanatory, I most likely could talk about cargo. Cargo is one of the things that actually has some stuff, so that's a maybe. There's some story stuff within that, within cargo, so keep that in mind. I might talk about cargo. They're like specific story related cargo, so that might be a thing. Structures I probably will not be talking about because again, it's gameplay. So here's what we're almost to stuff that we're not gonna talk about, or we're almost past stuff we're not gonna talk about. Then tech is something I might talk about because some of them actually have interesting parts to them. So now that's a maybe. So here's all the things I will be talking about, starting from the bottom. I'll tell you every single one. So I'm only gonna talk about the stuff that's 100% that we're gonna be talking about, like I know for a fact. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but yeah, vehicles we're not gonna talk about. We probably won't talk about vehicles. But first thing we'll be talking about most likely is going to be cargo. So we're going to talk about cargo and facilities. 100% facilities. That's a big part. We're going to talk about facilities, and then so that's 2 so far. I guess, like I said, we might talk about tech, don't know. And for the 3rd, we have ghost mechs, and for the 4th is going to be the biggest one. We have preppers, all that different stuff. And then what are we on, 5th or 6th? Then we have different people, right? We have like Sam, BB, Lou, Fragile's Hands, Die Hardman, Deadman, Tarman, Dollman, Charlie, Heartman, Lockney, President, Amelie, Higgs, Porters, Mules, Rainy, Tomorrow. Probably that Mules is up here. I didn't even notice that when I was talking about the people. I was talking about the enemies, I mean. Tomorrow, BB, Sacrificial BBs, Levana, Lucy, Lucy, and then ends there. And then the rest are preppers after that. And the preppers and stuff have actual like stories to them. Like every prepper has their own unique story that develops the more you help them out. And at the end, once you got their story, you get like kind of the end of their story. So yeah, I think that's important to get to. So that's about like 5-6 videos. Yeah, that's about it. And then we move on to the next. We'll do those in the middle of doing we're already doing that currently. Well, we're doing these videos and some other videos at the same time, so they won't be coming out always. They'll just be coming out in between different stuff. But other than that, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, just like if you didn't, and comment down what you think about this video. Subscribe for more W content on the channel. We do so much stuff: lore, review, news. We do even live streams these days. We do everything. We do skits, funny videos, everything. Tons of different games. We'll hop on to tons of different games, even coming very, 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 very soon. So keep that in mind. Streams coming too, all that good stuff. So if you're really interested in my channel, trying to get to 500, actually 1,000. So road to 500 for now, and then to 1,000. We're gonna get to it. So if you're ready and trying to help me get to that number, you want to watch more videos as well, and you want more content, you know what I'm saying, get it popping, and I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, like I said, and watch the video that's on the screen right now. Watch the previous video. Maybe it's, you know, good. There's a bunch of lore videos on my channel if you want them, but watch the video on the screen. I bet you it's very good.